thing, and probably 75 to 80% of our time we're filling out reports. So it's important that when you fill out reports, that it makes sense, that it has good grammar, good spelling, because these reports are going to be used for lots of things. Insurance purposes, yes ma'am.
I want to add one thing, write legibly.
I was just going to say that next.
Yes, those of us grading the tests, if we can't read it, it's not right. So, printing is your friend.
Well, I don't think they're teaching cursive in elementary school anymore anyway. Everybody's going to print or keyboard. But it's really, really important because these reports are used for lots of things, whether it's detectives using them in an investigation for something, whether it's for insurance purposes, whatever it's for. People have to be able to read it and understand it. So you need to write and complete sentences, and that's the key. What does the sentence begin with? A capital letter, and it ends with some form of punctuation. If it doesn't have those things, it's not a sentence. So after you've written it out, read it to yourself. Make sure you've got those things in place. Make sure it makes sense. So if you go on and look at page 18, there's an incident report. And you're going to have to answer questions based on that incident report. And I just wrote down the answers. I didn't write complete sentences because I was just whipping through it for my own benefit. But I missed one because I didn't read it very well. It said, what is the name of the suspect? And I put down the name of the victim. Well, I don't think that victim wants to go to jail for burglary or whatever. You know, we want the suspect to do that. So when you're reading through that report, make sure that you know what you're talking about. So let everybody just look at that chart on the top of page 18. And somebody raise your hand and give me a sentence for when did the incident take place?
The incident took place on November 11th.
Okay. And we assume that there will be a year after that. This incident report doesn't have it because I know they won't, don't want to date their materials, but yeah, you'll have to write this incident took place on November the 11th, 2013, if it's this year. Okay, good. And the sentence began with capital letter and it ended with a period or a piece of punctuation. Good. And what is the name of the subject? What is the name? Somebody in the back row. What's the name of the subject?
The name of the subject was Eric Harvey.
Okay. The name of the subject was Eric Harvey, or is Eric Harvey. I assume that if you're writing up this report at the time you've taken this, that it would be present tense. But if it's 3 days later, then it'd be different. Good job. And what is the victim's phone number? Victim's phone number. Okay, right here. You? Yeah.
The victim's phone number is 753-9267.
Okay. And we have a capital letter and a period. Okay. I know I'm just grilling and grilling and grilling that. But you know, when you get in taking this test, I mean, I just whipped down the answers out of the box. I didn't put them in sentences. You've got to put them in complete sentences. The words have to be spelled correctly, and they have to have punctuation at the end and a capital letter at the beginning. And they need to make sense. Okay.
We have a quick question.
Sure.
Is it just going to be the math and grammar and spelling that's going to be on a automated test sheet, and then we'll have another set of?
It's all one test booklet, and so it'll all make sense when you see it, and we'll explain it that morning.
Okay, but if it's multiple choice, they'll have places for you to draw in the circle.
Yeah.
If they want written answers, there'll be a blank there for you to write them in. Okay, any other questions? There's lots of people here that can answer questions. Okay, I've stressed the things I wanted to stress. I grew up in 8 grade schools and 4 high schools, and believe me, every time I went to a new school, I had to go through a battery of tests. So, testing is important. And I know that you all can do it, just have to focus a little on it. Pay attention, don't rush through it, use all your time, but just use it efficiently. Go through, get the answers you know, go back and work on the ones you're not sure of, and make sure that you're all, just keep working until the time is up. It's important.